Hey guys, this is going to be a vinyl update. I haven't done one of these in a long time, or the most recent update, if anything, I've done was a CD update, which I just uploaded it last night, and that was from September. So, let's get started. I want to kick this, I want to kick this, this off with this monstrosity right here. Smashing Pumpkins, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. This is essentially like a box set of some sort. I'm a little afraid to take it all out of its package, but essentially it's four records. Got this. This is either like a lyric sheet or what is this again? Art book. I guess it's like an art book. Yeah, is this all art? This is essentially, this is art. This is pretty much art right here. I think this is lyrics. Yeah. What was I remember like there being something that explained like the meaning behind songs. It might be in here somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, 4 LPs. Just really fantastic packaging for what I would say is a very fantastic album, especially to have on wax. It was definitely worth the money. I wouldn't say it's my favorite packaging ever. It's close, but I think my favorite vinyl packaging has to go to my Mars Volta copy, my Francis the Mute copy. Not because I spent so much money on it, but because, well, I can't get it in there. Hold on. So I guess I'll just talk until it slides in. Probably have to slide them all in individually. Yeah, that might be the case. But anyway. But, yeah, it's my favorite because of the way it's, like, set up. Like, you could tell that hard work was actually put in. Fuck it, I'll just put it in there. Hard work was actually put into the making of the packaging and all that. Plus, there's a cool etching on the F side instead of actual music, so that's pretty neat. Nas is Illmatic. This is the debut album of a rapper, Queens rapper Nas. This would be like his best album, supposedly. After that, people just kinda pretty much disregarded him in the community. Even though, from what I understand, he still had some decent records. This is probably, honestly, it's the only Nas album I heard, but the fact that he was able to put out this as his debut should say something about his hidden potential and his talent and pretty much everything else. So yeah, do look into Nas if you want to get into like 90s hip hop, that old school sound. Not really. I wouldn't say it's the golden age of hip hop. Some people would say that, but yeah. Lovelace by My Bloody Valentine. Sophomore album of the Shoegaze Band, fronted by Mr. Kevin Shields. This will be their album that they drop before they spend 20-something years of studio silence. And what's cool about this is that it's a version that comes with an EP that has additional B-sides. I think it was like the Glider EP or something. And it's this color. Yeah, it's pretty wicked. Makes it a little hard to like position the needle accurately, but still, it's really cool. Seminole Shoegaze album right here. This would actually inspire a lot of people that wanted to go into a dream pop or a shoegaze or noise direction, like namely Melancholy, Infinite Sadness I just showed you guys. So do look into that if you want to get into shoegaze, even though it's not a huge genre. It's actually kind of minute in a way. That being like the biggest shoegaze record. Nirvana's Nevermind. I don't have to explain what this is. It's the sophomore album of infamous / famous grunge trio from Seattle. Of course, a lot of grunge bands came from Seattle. Nothing really much to say about the packaging or anything. There's like a lyric sheet somewhere. Yeah, it's like a sleeve or whatever. Pressed well. My only disappointment with this pressing is that it only includes the 12 tracks. Yeah, it doesn't include Endless Nameless as the hidden track, which is one of my favorite tracks on Nevermind, but it's no big loss. It's always been like I guess kind of a jam sort of thing. So yeah, do look into that if for some reason you haven't tried out Nirvana. I know a lot of people like Bleach or In Utero because they're not as commercial as Nevermind, but Nevermind's my personal favorite. I can't really deny the good compositions they put together through there, even if it's sort of commercial. Yeah. A Gaitis Bijun, or A Good Beginning, by Icelandic post-rock band Sigur. Loving how this jacket feels. But again, not much to say about the packaging itself. It's 2 LPs. Really excellent. Ooh, yeah. This is also a thick pressing as well. But yeah, really impressive. Icelandic post rock. Can't really understand. I actually only looked up the English translations to the songs like the night before last, I think, and Jonsi seemed to be in a very intriguing and probably disturbing place from what I was reading. I don't know if the lyrics were technically right, but they seem to be verified. But yeah, do look into if you ever wanted to get into post rock or Sigur, look into this. Then look into their Untitled album that comes out after this, and then a journalist from there. But do look at Tack after that one. I've yet to get into Vaughn, their debut, but I'll get to that eventually, I'm sure. So many plastic sleeves everywhere. Alright, up next, see if I can pull it out first. Maybe not. Oh no. Oh, there we go. Alright, Coldplay's A Rush of Blood to the Head. Some of you are probably already frothing at the mouth already, but I like Coldplay. I think Coldplay are certainly good at making good compositions as well as performing well. Chris Martin's definitely is, without a doubt, a really good vocalist. I would say this is my favorite Coldplay record out of the, I think it's 7 now. Yeah, it's 7 they've had in. I personally don't see all the hate for Coldplay. Parachutes was really good, but it wasn't what the band wanted to make. Like I said, it's my favorite. X and Y, I think, is really good. Not as good as Rush of Blood to the Head, but I think it's interesting seeing them go into a grander, I guess, ambient-ish direction. Viva La Vida, also great. I think it's better than X and Y. It's like more grander, much more grand. Sorry. Mila Soloto, I think they tried to make a concept album out of that, and the concept was cool, but maybe the execution could have been better. Ghost Stories, I thought was probably I think it's my least favorite Coldplay album, and A Head Full of Dreams sounded like a really revitalized band, and pretty much what I hoped Emilio Scaletta would have sounded like. But start here if you ever wanted to get into Coldplay, or if you ever decide to give Coldplay a fair chance, which I think they deserve, since they're certainly one of the more influential and more important acts of the 21st century for rock and pop music. D'Angelo and the Vanguard, or D'Angelo Black Messiah. This is the third album from the elusive and sort of enigmatic D'Angelo, who put out an album called Voodoo in 2001. It was a smash hit. And then he just vanished, trying to make a new record. Really black album. Like this, the jacket sleeves are black. The album cover is black. The pressing is black. The song deals in a lot of Afrocentric themes. Black. And it's cool. Really cool. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did when it first dropped in 2014, but I did, and I'm glad I did. But yeah, if you ever want to get into neo soul, which is what D'Angelo does, look into D'Angelo. Start with Voodoo. Maybe start with Black Messiah or Brown Sugar. Whatever, wherever your interests take you to your heart's content, that kind of thing. Joy Division's Closer. This is the last, unfortunately, the second and last album from post-punk band Joy Division. Unfortunately. A lot of people prefer Unknown Pleasures. I'm not sure why. I think Unknown Pleasures was a really good start, but I don't think it was as great as people say it is. You know. But certainly a really good album from the band. But this, I think, was their circumstantially their magnum opus, since it was a great album. And it was also their last, so that's how it goes. Good post-punk starter right there for people that really want to start diving into the genre. From there you just listen to Talking Heads, The Cure. Some people would argue that Sonic Youth is post-punk, or the Pixies are post-punk, things like that. And those are definitely good go-to bands. Bjork's Post. My second favorite Bjork album. My first favorite being Vespertine over there. Her new album being probably in my top 3 at this point. I think it's really cool she can still put out great records. This one in particular would be her Breakout, the album that a lot of people would start. This is pretty much the gateway drug for people that want to get into Bjork, and understandably so. It's very eclectic, it's centric, it's really interesting. It's also interesting about this pressing. It's pink. Oh my God, it's pink. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be pink. I was expecting it to be black or just plastic, like Vespertine kind of was. But no, it's pink, and that pleases me for some reason. But yeah, if you ever want to get into Bjork, start there. Some people, in chronological order, if you avoid whatever it is she did when she was 11 in the mid-70s, it wouldn't be a bad idea either. But yeah, it's just start at post. Paul's Boutique. Shout out to Anthony Fantano of the Needle Drop for sending me this as part of a classic drawing thing that we have for what was the review? He did that for DJ Shadow's Introducing, and I was one of the lucky winners of a vinyl, and I got this. Yay! Yeah, it's definitely my favorite Beastie Boys album amongst all the ones I've heard. Anyway, I've heard License to Ill and oh fuck me. Yeah, it's very expansive packaging. It certainly would set the table for like production ideas for hip hop in the future. It certainly like get a lot of attention for the Dust Brothers, who would pretty much rise with this and help produce for Beck and I believe Odelay. I don't know if they helped produce for MLO Gold or not. They might have, but most certainly, and one of the go-to albums for the Beastie Boys. Another one being, of course, License to Ill. You can't forget License to Ill. It's one of the more important debut albums in history. That's just how it goes. Alright, I'm going to close this off with, spoiler alert, my favorite album of 2015, Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly. This is actually the copy I got when I saw Kendrick in Atlanta in late October. And I don't know if it still can play, since I didn't have a chance to take my I got a second tier VIP package, since that was all that was left other than the first tier VIP package. But I'm not dropping $300 just to see it, although meeting Kendrick Lamar would have been cool. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, I didn't have a safe place to put my bag, so that came with this along with 2 t-shirts, which I don't care about. So I pretty much carried it with me during the entirety of the set, and I don't know if it's in good condition to play or not. I don't see any dents anywhere on the jacket itself, but I'm probably gonna spin it. But yeah, I want to spin this so I can see if it plays well. And since I already pre-ordered a copy of it, like several months in advance, and that's sitting on the shelf, and it's sitting on the shelf over there, I'm probably gonna sell this to someone, maybe. I don't know, but it just depends on if it's gonna play well or not. Anyway, the music on this album, I think I'm pretty sure I went over pretty much said everything I needed to say about it when I was doing my CD update, and this came in. I'm pretty convinced he's easily put out the best hip hop album of the decade, hands down. Maybe even the best album of the decade, which is a tall order, seeing that we had a lot of really great albums across the field of all genres. Fleet Foxes, Swans, Death Grips, so the list goes on. But this is a really good contender, and probably the best hip hop album of the decade, for sure. Unless like a rapper takes like note of this and tries to maybe not make something in the same vein as this, but end up making something as great as this. So I would recommend this to pretty much anybody. Hip-hop fans of music, because there is a strong musical component of this album. He and his producers have not slouched a bit making the compositions of this album. Thundercat, Knowledge, Flying Lotus, the team of producers that usually produce for TDE people. Who else produces? Dr. Dre is credited as an executive producer. I don't know how much of it he would pay a part in or not. But yeah, really great, fantastic hip hop album. After looking into that, or look into like Good Kid, Mad City, and Section 80, and pretty much anything Kendrick Lamar has ever put out, I don't think he's ever put out anything that's lackluster at this point. Okay, that's all the records. I'll do more records when I spin them. I still have more I need to spin. Also, another thing, I'm going to be doing reviews. I'm actually going to do reviews. I know I said I did reviews. I was going to do reviews one video about a year ago, but this time I actually am going to do them. I'm actually in the procrastination stage of what I'm going to do, but I'm definitely going to do reviews starting in January. Probably going to review the new David Bowie first, but we'll see. Okie dokie.